There was some very old joke by a comedian I remember, which was, I don't know who it was, but somebody had said कि Mumbai has one weather and it's sweat.
True.
Even Assam has that only. It's wet only, but it gets very hot and very cold.
Okay, we're live now. I'm just gonna put this on our exclusive discontent group.
Guys, मैं ये sorry, but I know this is an interruption, but मेरे को होटल वाईफाई से ऑफ होके मैं अपने नॉर्मल हॉटस्पॉट पे
कोई
आ रहा
बात
हूँ.
नहीं, कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात. हाँ.
तो वो कर ले, हॉटस्पॉट का पैक ले ले 2 GB का.
12 GB का ले ले यार, 100 रुपए का आता है वो, अगर जियो है तेरा तो. हाँ.
हाँ, बट 12 GB नहीं चाहिए ना,
Unless we have a very long discussion, unless you have a lot of things to say on 83, Don't Look Up and Matrix. Matrix क्या है, इसका नाम क्या दिया है?
Resurrection.
Resurrection. अच्छा, काफी resurrection टाइप फील है, मतलब इतना लेट, इतने सालों बाद वापस लेके आए. Anyway, so
चालू करें कि वेट करें? How many people are watching?
by the way, we have just started the episode. I have put the link on the on our group, and people will be joining us pretty soon. 2 people already here. By the way, this is not a question that came in live chat right now, but somebody in the, I think Ronit Singh only it was, who has said in the discontent group, भाई आप लोग हमेशा श्वेताब गंगवार से क्लैश क्यों करते हैं? भाई हमारी कोई हम लोग की क्लैश करने की औकात नहीं है, ठीक है? हम लोग के 1000 सब्सक्राइबर है, उसके पता नहीं कितने हैं. सो इट्स नॉट अ क्लैश, बट ठीक है, नहीं पसंद है यार हम लोग को. तुझे मजा आता है, देख, he does problem solving and all that stuff, no? So I mean, if the problems are like, oh मेरा breakup हो गया, मुझे sad लग रहा है, and if he is giving you harmless ज्ञान, that's fine. But I think beyond that, there is not much utility to these people. Anyway, with that positive note, let's get to positive thing. Welcome to episode 58 of the Discontent Podcast. I'm Aditya Khanna. With me are Himanshu Arya
Hi.
and Bharat Misra.
Hey.
And we are going to be discussing 3 films while we are in the cities of Mumbai and Guwahati. क्योंकि शर्म तो आती नहीं हमें, मतलब पूरी दुनिया बाहर, पूरी दुनिया, मतलब भरत भी यही कह रहा था कि कितने केसेस हो रहे हैं, एंड देयर वर आई बिलीव 15,000 कोविड केसेस टुडे. माय वाइफ इज कोविड पॉजिटिव. I am most likely also COVID positive because I have some symptoms, but that should also tell you of the dedication that we're putting into this podcast. That मतलब सारे पैंडेमिक बीमारियों को लड़ते हुए हम लोग इधर आके आपके लिए आपको बताते हैं कि हमें 83 कैसे लगी. तो ये हम, मतलब इस चीज के लिए प्लीज जस्ट लाइक द स्ट्रीम एटलीस्ट, ओके? मतलब पैसे भी नहीं मांग रहे हम लोग कोई मेंबरशिप नहीं है, और ना ही हमारे कोई साइड वाले चैनल है. तो प्लीज लाइक दिस एंड सब्सक्राइब टू दिस चैनल, इट विल रियली हेल्प अस आउट. With that, we can get into the discussion. Which film do you want to take first? Because I haven't seen Matrix, Bharat hasn't seen 83. Maybe we should start with Don't Look Up because all 3 of us have seen it.
Yeah, let's start with that. No, it's also slightly more
True.
contextual to what's happening in the world, I guess.
That is true. Ronit also said get well soon. Thank you so much, Ronit. उसने also बोला वो मजाक कर रहा था ग्रुप पर. Thank you, Ronit. Ronit, आपको टेक्स्ट का जो ट्रांसलेशन होता है ना, वर्ड और टेक्स्ट से, तो लोग टेक्स्ट में टोन नहीं होता, तो हमें पता नहीं चलता. तो आपको वो लिखना भी एक ऐसे तरीके से कंस्ट्रक्ट करना होता है कि वो पता चल जाए कि ये सार्कास्टिक है, कि पता नहीं चलता कि सार्कास्टिक है कि नहीं है.
Reddit पे पता है क्या करते हैं?
हाँ,
If they're sarcastic ना दे दूंगा
slash
/s.
s. हाँ. So I think Ronit, you should really try to incorporate this in your life. Kaushik Deori. Oh my God, this is a name I'm seeing after a very long time. He's there in the chat. Sorry, before we start the discussion. He says, what's up guys, always look forward to your episodes. Old fan here. Yeah, so when we were putting up only on SoundCloud, I'm talking in 2017, like when the first few episodes did come out, he was one of the first. तभी 4 लोग सुनते थे, by the way.
Wow.
तो मतलब he was one of the first few people who heard our podcast. So really nice to see you here, man. And sorry for being so petty, but like I hope you've subscribed to this channel also. Thank you. All right, so we have 10 people here. Don't Look Up से शुरू कर सकते हैं. Don't Look Up का एक पहले, before we start discussing, we'll just talk about, just describe the plot. Do either of you want to describe the plot of the film just in short?
Yeah.
Bharat, please go ahead.
Basically, a asteroid has been discovered and it's coming directly at Earth. And there's only a few, I think, weeks left. And the scientists who discover it, they are going out telling the world that this is happening, but nobody's taking them seriously. And it's sort of like a comment on how, like, it's a satire. I think it's a satire, right?
It is a satire. It is a pretty straight up.
It's a satire on how, you know, how sensationalizing how the wrong things are sensationalized and the right things are perhaps put under the carpet. And I think I genuinely felt that it is not just about the asteroid, and I think this is pretty clear that it's about crisis in general, or this is very, I'm saying obvious things.
I think Leo did this also because it was about climate change, because it's like his pet thing along with Greta. But just to get off, did all of us like the film? I really like the film. It's a very divisive film. So Himanshu, Bharat, did you guys like it?
I liked it. I really did. I had my opinions, and I shared it in the group because I had just seen it that day, and I thought, because we are so used to seeing Leo in roles that are a little
very much more, much bigger, much more
where he has to act a lot, right? And and the story kind of depends on him. So when you watch a movie where his acting potential is not, utilized for, and rightly so, because the script doesn't need it. It's going somewhere else. The character doesn't have that kind of a arc or something. So I think a lot of people were put off by that. But having said that, I thought about this movie a lot, right? And I'm sure we all. So when you watch it for the first time, you kind of think about it as you don't understand whether it's a subtle movie, or is it supposed to be subtle? Is it supposed to be extremely funny? Is it supposed to be, cracking a big joke on the whole, media, politics, and how we as a race deal with, any sort of crisis? Is it supposed to be funny? But after reading about what other people have read, I kind of found my opinion, or whatever, borrowed other people's opinion, that I think it's not supposed to be funny as much, and it's just that the way people acted, the way the characters were given a free hand at acting. For example, Jonah Hill, he tried to make it funny, right? Because he had got that kind of a part. But for someone like Leo, he was just playing his part with earnestness, and he wasn't really trying to make it funny. So different different actors approached their roles with different thing. So the tone of the movie, right, it kind of has a sometimes down outright funny, but sometimes not funny at all kind of a thing. So it puts people off, right?
I guess I think a major criticism of the film was that बहुत ही direct है, मतलब बहुत ही, उनको अगर जेफ बीजोस, इलॉन मस्क, इन लोगों को criticize करना है तो एकदम ही, ट्रम्प को criticize करना है तो एकदम ही obvious, which it was. But I have 2 points about. I really liked this film, and I thought that Adam McKay, जिसने बनाई है, he's also made Big Short most famously and Vice and all that, and a lot of the montages in this are not like the Big Short ke montages, which were definitely were better. Big Short mein, just the way they were constructed. But with that, I will say, in terms of the subtlety aspect of it, and the humor of it, where people are accusing it of being preachy or whatever, I don't think it's being too preachy, first of all. Second of all, कि इस पूरी फिल्म में, मतलब Big Short was made about the 2008 financial crisis post facto. It was made after the fact. Hence, whatever the characters were like, a lot of those characters were very waspy. Ryan Gosling was like a very Ryan Gosling is there, Reynolds sir. Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling was like a very waspy kind of typical Wall Street, jiska image लोगों के दिमाग में है. A lot of characters like that were there, right? Now, I think the reason people accepted it because उसके बाद हुआ था, and people already knew it. I think this is, I wouldn't be surprised if something like this would happen. I mean, we're talking about a world where 6 months ago, like we're fucking, I wasn't talking about the pandemic like it's past tense. This is the beautiful part about COVID. It's your exes might leave you, but COVID, no. But this 6 months ago, when the shit was hitting the fan at a level which was unprecedented, in May, at that time, I mean, if I was to put a camera inside our top leaders of whatever political parties,
Yeah.
I don't think the scene would be very different.
Yeah.
I don't think it would play out very different. And I would actually like to quote a review I found on Letterboxd, which I thought was very, very good. And I'll just quote it. This is a review by Holly, Holli. Her name is on Letterboxd. It says, "Fuck you all, this was good. Sure, it's not exactly subtle, but do we really need to be subtle about climate change in 2021? I'll take McKay's raw energy and anger over some melodramatic preachy, just vote and the world will be saved." And no, I actually don't find this to be that preachy. It's literally what would happen in real life. It's funny and energetic and conveys all its messages in a cohesive manner without feeling too nihilistic or too cheesy. Seem to be in the minority on this one, but whatever, it's good. That's what I actually bang on felt about, because I saw so many, maybe also because I saw the film really late. I saw it like yesterday. So तब तक इतना हल्ला मच गया था फिल्म के बारे में कि it's not that nice. It's been built up a lot, but it's quite shit. A lot of people are shitting on it. And I thought it was pretty good. The voice that they used for that billionaire guy, who's like a combined Musk, Bezos entity kind of a guy that they made, I thought was ingenious. Okay, they gave him. I really feel like they gave him Jordan Peterson's voice, because Jordan Peterson's voice is really nalla. Okay, like it's a very okay. You should clean your room or you're a leftist scum. Like he talks like that, right? Like he's a fucking sissy. Sorry, but in real life, but which is ironic because he's fucking leads right-wing truth. So anyway, sorry. Yeah, so they gave him Jordan Peterson's voice, which I thought was ingenious. I would like to know where that voice idea came from, because I feel like Jordan Peterson might have something to do with it. Bharat, your views on this film?
I mean, I enjoyed the movie. I don't think I'm on any side of the debate. I'm not saying this is a great film. I'm not saying this is a bad film. It's a very good film. It's very enjoyable. I enjoyed my time. My only thing is my only criticism as such is that, I mean, in a big way, it seems like it's playing to the choir, or whatever, if I'm using the right term. To me, it all seemed very obvious. That's the point of satire, right? A satire will satirize a real life event, or satirize real life in some exaggerated way, or some, it'll take a approach that is more than realistic or less than realistic, whatever. Here, the satire to me seemed too much close to life. I mean, it seemed like, okay, yeah, I know this. This is how it will happen. So to me, it was a statement of more like, हाँ ऐसा ऐसा होगा, ठीक है, मुझे पता है. My point is, it's not some path.
Okay, but once again, do you think this movie has come at a weird time when we are a little too desensitized to this stuff?
Maybe,
Maybe,
maybe, right? Yeah.
क्योंकि अभी हमारे पास लाइव एग्जांपल है.
It's that typical thing ना कि तुम जोक उसी चीज का बना सकते हो. मतलब if the world is so absurd, then how will you make a joke on it, right? That is what I feel like.
अगर इंडिया रियल लाइफ में इंग्लैंड को शुरू से हरा रही होती क्रिकेट में, तो लगान उतनी हिट नहीं होती.
Exactly. So that apart, I think it was a very.
अगर अपने ये लॉर्ड्स वाले टेस्ट मैच के बाद लगान बनती, तो it would be like kicking someone when they're down, because England cricket team, test cricket team is dog shit right now. So
I have an opinion. Okay, like I think there's a difference between us watching it and Americans watching it, because I didn't see India or Indians in general saying that COVID is not real, or I won't wear a mask, or I won't get vaccinated.
But we had our own bunch of loons, dude. We had people bathing in shit.
Yeah, sure, but nobody argued that it's not real, right? Nobody argues that COVID is not real. Nobody's arguing that vaccination doesn't work. or that nobody says that it's my right to choose about that. These
Yeah.
arguments don't come up in India. I don't know why.
I'll tell you why. India and America are two opposite
बहुत
countries,
different है
opposite
यार,
democracies.
वहाँ
I'll tell you why. नहीं, अमेरिका में बहुत ज्यादा राइट एंड इंडिया में हमें
Zero
राइट्स की आदत ही नहीं है ना, तो
हाँ.
ये तो बहुत ज्यादा राइट्स की तो आदत ही नहीं है, तो ये तो
वो
बहुत
लोग
ज्यादा हो
वो
जाएगा.
लोग यही दिखा रहे हैं ना. वो
हाँ.
the thing is, I think if you're an American and you're watching Don't Look Up, it will resonate better. Imagine Nomadland. No, what is that movie? Have you seen that movie? The last year's Best Picture thing. Nomadland, right? It has a similar thing. It's for the American audience. They show you how the working class is getting exploited. In the similar manner, in this movie, Don't Look Up, it's imagine the lower denomination American audience. Will they ever understand that they are being played? I don't know, because they are the ones arguing about, that COVID is not real and shit like that.
Refusing to take the vaccine, all of that.
And I don't want to compare the lower denomination Indian audience and lower denomination American audience, but I feel like there could be a comparison here, because I don't see the general Indian public saying
tight race hai. tight hai. Competition tight.
Sure, but I don't see the Indian audience saying that COVID is not real.
But I see them taking shots of urine also. So I mean, who's to say who's better? Like
we choose our own
crazies. We all have our own lovable crazies, in every country. I think that is truly what makes everybody unique on this planet. By the way, I will say this about the film. I really found Jonah Hill very funny in this one also. Like his performances, Jonah Hill ka, while watching it, I was just thinking, uska career graph is bande ne kya carve out kiya hai. He was in
Superbad.
Superbad se shuru kiya tha. He could have gone down that road only. Like Seth Rogen abhi bhi same ekdam random comedies type kar raha hai. This guy went from like Wolf of Wall Street, Moneyball, usne धीरे-धीरे ऐसे meaty roles pakade, and like he's doing really well. I feel like he was, for me, one of the best actor, like the best actor probably in the film, even better than Leo.
I have a different take on Leo than Himanshu. I think that Leo was perfectly cast. I feel that because मुझे हर बार funny, like the jokes were landing when Leo was reacting, because just the look of incredulousness on his face, ना कि ये हो क्या रहा है, मतलब that look, I think he nailed the best, because, and that can only come, as Himanshu also said, with a sense of sincerity. If you are super sincere and then you see people, being crazy, then so it's like the difference in comedic acting, as Himanshu said, is when you're trying to crack a joke, or when you're trying to be funny, or when people are laughing at you, like, or they're laughing at the way you're reacting to things, which is like a super earnest way of reacting to a crazy situation. So I felt that Leo can do that better than, let's say, that the guy in Anchorman, what's his name?
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. I think वो earnestness और वो sincerity ये बंदा ज़्यादा ला सकता है to this kind of.
When I said that Will Ferrell could have done a better job, what I meant is, see, Will Ferrell ना वो पूरा movie का tone set कर देता है. When you watch his movie ना, everybody understands that he is joking about this. And that's why people laugh. A lot of people don't get a joke. So when Leo is acting, and we have seen him in Revenant and stuff, we don't understand if he's cracking a joke at times or not. But later on, after the movie ended and after a couple of days, I realized that this movie is not supposed to be outright funny. It's supposed to be telling you what will probably happen.
Also, like, this preaching to the choir thing, which Bharat also said, which is true of this film. But at the same time, I feel like that's also the point that the film is, like, in terms of the theme. It's a massive comet, and एक point पे वो इधर आ गया कि, just spoiler alert for people who haven't watched it, कि वो एक point पे comet यहाँ तक आ गया कि वो दिख रहा है, मतलब you can literally see it in the sky approaching you, and then the world gets divided into two people, which is the don't look uppers and the just look uppers.
That's damn fun.
And it's, so I feel like this kind of the way they showed that, sure, on the nose, sure, not subtle, too fucking real, but man, I bought into it. I was
Yeah.
completely like, I was laughing my way throughout, especially in that rally in the end when they're having that rally, the और तभी वहां पर वो सारे don't look uppers होते हैं और फिर वो एक बंदा ऊपर देख रहा होता है, बोलता है what the fuck,
What the fuck?
it's coming. So
Yeah.
it's actually like, और मैंने, if you go to the YouTube Discord and YouTube channel का community page, you'll see that I've put this meme that Samraj from our group had shared last night, which was the that wala meme, that meme with these two is perfectly fitting.
One of my favorite scenes in the movie is when this guy gives a speech, Jonah Hill. And he says, what about the things? The
Yeah,
stuff.
the stuff.
It's really funny.
Dude, I know people like that. Like I know people like that who would do that,
Yeah.
probably me also, and like about my laptop now. But no, I mean, I again, if there, unless there are any more points, I feel like we'll just go into circles. But yeah, any more points on हाँ हिमांशु, you can go. तू बोल भी सकता था वैसे, but हिमांशु ने हिमांशु ने मुझे चैट करके बोला कि I just need to go for a second. मैं बोला ठीक है भाई, बोल के चला था, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. तो हाँ Ishan Viral Deshmukh has said Ishan Khattar represented India and don't look up. Yeah, dude, I was fucking इसको बेचारे का career.
मुझे लगा ऑडिशन टेप पे कोई छाप दिया.
But at least it's good. मेरे को याद है ये जब भी कोई इंडियन हॉलीवुड फिल्म में पहले ही जाते थे, मतलब I'm talking about when you were kids. तो जैसे अनिल कपूर in that Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
There's like a blink and you miss it role.
Yeah.
Amitabh Bachchan in Great Gatsby. एक सेकंड के लिए वो बंदा ठीक है मूवी में.
पूरब कोहली has that role in The Matrix, by the way.
Oh, पर उसके पोस्टर तो नहीं लगे ना पूरब कोहली के एनीमे. I'm just saying. But ईशान खट्टर सबके thankfully वो सब नहीं हुआ. So that's better. Rohit Singh says, any views on Ariana Grande? I mean, she played Ariana Grande. It was quite. I thought it was kind of smart to get this star-studded lineup on, like a Timothy Chalamet. याद है वो गाना सलामे. Timothy Chalamet है और Jennifer Lawrence है और ये सब, मतलब they got a lot of these stars. Meryl Streep was literally the president. So I mean, they got all these people, and I feel like the reason why people are hating on it is because कि इतना wide spectrum था ये फिल्म का कि बहुत ही ज्यादा लोगों ने देख ली, and which is why I'm assuming they got so many people onto the film, which automatically उसका hype थोड़ा ज्यादा बढ़ के, and as Bharat said, it's not a brilliant film or something, but it's a
good film. It's a very well
made.
It never lost me. Like it wasn't like I ever felt like अरे क्या कर दिया. But yeah, Himanshu, that is
no, I agree with you. I think what happens is like when you watch a good movie you don't instantly like it. It takes you like a long time to like a movie, and एक time आएगा probably आज से 3 साल बाद when this shit will be happening in front of us and we'll say कि don't look now में दिखाया था ऐसे. We'll tell somebody younger to us कि तूने don't look now नहीं देखी, उसमें ये सभी था. So
dude, ये ऐसा Contagion के साथ हुआ था, याद है? When COVID hit, we said oh fuck, ये तो Contagion में पूरा दिखाया है. अरे
एक मूवी है Idiocracy.
I've seen.
उसमें यही दिखाया है, like the president is basically a reality star who likes trucks.
Didn't that happen in Ukraine or something in real life? Where there was a stand-up comedian who ran for president and he became president. I think he still is, or
and he's a decent guy. He's a decent guy apparently. Like he's a YouTuber,
na? He's a YouTuber who makes videos. He used to make videos.
That, yeah.
I watched the video about that.
Hope hai, matlab.
As the president of India.
Assam ka CM, matlab. Do you think you can replace anyway? Let's not. Guwahati is not Mumbai, so let's not go there. But by the way, Samraj ने एक बहुत ही भद्दा जोक मारा है, which is Timothy को लड़कियां बोलती हैं शलाम ए इश्क. So I actually might be COVID positive right now. I told you in the beginning of the stream that my wife is COVID positive. I am mostly positive because I am feeling some symptoms. But इसके वजह से मेरे को जितना दुख हुआ है ना आज, मतलब the amount of pain I'm feeling from this joke, you should be ashamed of yourself, Samraj. Anyway, but moving on from that, post
कितने लोग
credit
देखे
scene
यार?
देखा ना? हाँ, post credit scene देखा. तुमने देखा post credit when they
हाँ देखा था.
eventually land on another planet and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
thing eats her up, Meryl Streep. That was funny. I thought it was overall funny. Anything else to say about the climate change part of it? Do you think that in terms of the metaphor that the film is trying to crack, it
Hmm.
is I mean, I know none of us are climate change deniers, but do you think, and I mean, I hope
I don't
you,
know what Himanshu.
I don't know what
Speak for
Himanshu
yourself. No, I'm not.
No.
क्या क्या बोला?
So since we're not, none of us are climate change deniers, do you guys think the metaphor is appropriate of this?
Yeah, it's
Of,
pretty much like that. Now you can see something coming and you keep being in denial, and then there is always that debate, right? But what about, like, when they say development versus environment, they say, but what about economy? What about progress? Like, what about developing, right? And that
See,
is a question that happens even in this movie. So it's also at that point I felt कि अगर एक सेकंड के लिए हम अगर इकोनॉमी या इकोनॉमिक कंसिडरेशन को सेकंड रखें, then maybe we can all come together and solve this problem.
But then that's the whole, with climate change, that's the whole thing now, that the countries which were not
exactly
at the front end of colonization, they did
Like
not
us.
benefit from like us,
Like
did
us.
not benefit from industrialized growth, which we are having now. तो अभी ये लोग बोल रहे हैं कि बंद करो, which is unfair. But anyway, that's for longer. But yeah, I mean, metaphor wise, I think it was pretty apt. And if you think it's an apt metaphor, then I feel like the film does a job pretty well. In fact, there was an Easter egg. I think in that supermarket wala scene, there was like a polar bear with an umbrella, standing with an umbrella. That was pretty cool. Rohan Mehra says, did you guys notice in the end scene that all the guys who escaped in the bunker were old boomer generation CEOs and billionaires? Yeah, pretty much. And that's what, I mean, if you're talking about people who go, gaga over interstellar travel in that sense, which is obviously a fascinating thing. But to quote George Carlin, you and I are not on the ship, like you and I will not be on it. Like we will still struggle to buy Delhi का, हम लोग 4 महीने एडवांस में खरीदेंगे ताकि वो महंगा नहीं हो जाए 2000 रुपए. ठीक है, तो हमारी हालत वही होने वाली है. जिनको जाना है वो चले जाएंगे, बाकी हम लोग तो झेल ही रहे हैं वैसे भी. So anyway, so moving on. Anyone else have anything else on Don't Look Up? Anything else to say?
I have one point. Okay, it's very stupid.
बोल दे.
So I like the random editing. I like the editing.
Yeah.
And most of the movie is a montage, right? Like they keep editing between scenes to show you ki, acha, what are people saying online. So there are points when there's a particular part where they're showing a lot of flowers blooming and nature and stuff right when the asteroid is about to hit, and then they cut to like a pond scene for 1 second. Do you guys remember that? And then they go back to cutting to the nature. So I felt like that was trolling, but also kind of right, because it's all nature, right? It's all
nature. That's what I also felt.
Yeah.
But
मुझे भी लगा वो एक्सटेंड के लिए कि ये थोड़ा
वो है ना,
क्योंकि मेरे दिमाग में ऐसा है कि मतलब then they had to shoot this, right? And they had to be like कि अच्छा थोड़ा सा ऐसा निकाल के रखो. So I'm just like कि उसके लिए nudity रहना जरूरी. But then that's the thing, that it's all nature. So I guess
it's like
for Harambe, I suppose.
It's like on Rockstar. Remember Rockstar? Eco-friendly.
Eco-friendly, मैं भी हूँ nature. This is the किसने लिखा वो lyric?
इरशाद कामिल ने लिखा है.
इरशाद कामिल, हाँ, thank God. क्या था वापस बोल?
Eco-friendly nature के रक्षक मैं भी हूँ nature.
Genius, fucking genius. Okay.
Yeah. So Rohan Mehra wrote, it's not about economy, it's about capitalistic greed. And I agree. I wanted to know about this. We should have talked about this. Thing is, the basic point of the movie is capitalism anti-environment, or is capitalism
is not anti anything. Capitalism is pro-profit and doesn't matter where that comes from. So,
sure, but the movie very directly, it links the complex, right? It shows you basically it's linking a media, politics, capitalistic complex, which will go again, which works directly against the you know,
And
the public.
adding to that, I feel in both these films, at least, I haven't seen Vice yet. I have to watch it. But The Big Short and Don't Look Up tackled similar themes about people in power, and I feel like both these films succeed in one thing, which is Adam McKay is centrally trying to tell us that all these powerful people, the extremely powerful people, smart people of the world, they are not as smart as you think they are. They and Jennifer Lawrence का इसमें dialogue भी है that they all these people, they're not as evil. They to be that evil, you have to be that smart, and they're not even that smart.
No, not that
And
stuff.
the same thing was in Big Short also. I think there were a lot उसमें I believe Steve Carell जब भी वो एक speech देता है end में, जब भी सारा stock market tumble हो रहा होता है and then everyone runs out of there, where he says that my problem with greed is not that it's bad or it's evil, it's that it's stupid, and it comes back around it. Basically, I feel like that point really hit home for me in this film as well, where you feel that your leaders are not as smart and not as clever as you give them credit for. A lot of it is by chance,
Yeah.
So
And that's the point of Succession also, na?
True. Yeah. Succession,
which is
also
produced by
much.
these guys.
Adam McKay was a producer. I think abhi he stepped down from the recent season or something like that. Pata nahi kyun, but yeah. But so similar themes all around. Chalo. Well done, Adam McKay. Badhte raho life mein. Now we move on to 83 or Matrix, because I haven't seen Matrix and I need to go for a second. So you guys talk about Matrix. I'll just come back in a second. All right?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So the Matrix Resurrections, I think I can
एक बार वो दे देना, एक synopsis दे दे short में. Sorry, मैं जा रहा हूँ.
That's God speaking to us.
हाँ.
नहीं तो the Matrix.
Now subscribe to this content, everyone. Sorry. Use Call Me God Start to use it. Bye.
So the Matrix Resurrections, I think Himanshu and I both are fans of the Matrix trilogy, I believe. Are you?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
तो हम लोग, मैं तो especially बहुत ही eagerly,
तू ज्यादा है, ठीक है?
मैं ज्यादा हूँ. हाँ, तो मैं तो बहुत ही eagerly wait कर रहा था, and I think that sort of also colors my opinion on the film, because I genuinely enjoyed a lot of it, most of it, I would say. And it's essentially, if you guys have followed the trilogy, it's set 60 years after the original the stories ended. And I mean, ये spoiler alert दे रहे क्या? मतलब are we doing spoilers? चलो
बहुत टाइम हो गया दे रहे.
हाँ, बहुत टाइम हो गया, और
जिसको देखना था उसने देख लिया.
हाँ, तो basically spoiler alert for this film. 60 साल बाद फिल्म शुरू होती है, and somehow Neo is back, and he's not as dead as we've seen him in the last film, the third film, and Trinity is also back. But everything that happened in the first 3 films has actually happened in a video game that Neo himself has made in the next Matrix. That's what
मुझे पता है ना, ये point पे ना, you were sold ना, Bharat. When this point came out in the movie, na, that all that was a game created by Neo, by Anderson. You were sold, na, at that point. It was.
I'll tell you why. I genuinely liked the idea that what is your originality, or what is your power can be used against you by the powers that be. ये चीज मुझे बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग लगा, इसीलिए मुझे पॉइंट बड़ा सही लगा कि
क्योंकि तू काम करता है ना एक इंडस्ट्री में जहाँ पे तू they bank on your writing and direction.
Yeah.
So I get it, and I spoke to Paroma, who has come on that channel before, and we were talking about Tick Tick Boom, and there's a scene in it which is about Jonathan Larson. He is into advertising, and they are appreciating his work. So he's thinking if he can be in it or not in the industry, and then suddenly he backs out because he's like, I don't want this kind of a life. And because they basically bank on you, they want your brain, right? Your brain is their asset.
Correct.
So I get your point. You are in that situation. So and then Matrix happened. आगे बोल, बता. Matrix
तो essentially synopsis खत्म करनी है क्या पहले? So should I tell?
करते.
भाई synopsis बताने का actually कोई point नहीं है. It's essentially, if you have followed the first 3 films, just watch it, because it's the continuation of the Matrix. It's the new version of the Matrix that has come, and Neo has somehow found himself alive. We don't know what happened, and you'll see it when you see it.
देखो हर मैट्रिक्स मूवी ना का प्लॉट यही है कि नियो या ट्रिनिटी को मैट्रिक्स में घुसना पड़ता है टू
हम्म,
सेव नियो या ट्रिनिटी. इतना ही है
नहीं
तीनों में.
नहीं, ये नहीं है,
ऑलमोस्ट यही है. ठीक
ये
है,
कुछ नहीं है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. ये
ऐसा ही है. तू देख ले जाके, हर मैट्रिक्स मूवी में यही होता है.
देख मैट्रिक्स फिल्म्स में is yes they are, I will give it to you that they are all about choices, and the choices are almost save the world or save the other person,
हाँ.
which is I think the center point of the second and third films. और इसमें भी वो point है, but I think they've used it differently here. I don't think it's like saying एक archetype of a story है. एक हीरो होता है, फिर वो एक जर्नी पे जाता है या जाती है, फिर उसमें कुछ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन होता है, फिर दे गो इनटू द हार्ट ऑफ डार्कनेस, दे कम बैक चेंज्ड. अभी ये हर स्टोरी में होता है. माय थिंग इज दैट्स आल्सो द टेम्पलेट फॉर हीरो सुपर हीरो फिल्म्स. दैट्स अ टेम्पलेट फॉर ऑलमोस्ट एवरी स्टोरी दैट वी आर टोल्ड. तो the matrix stories follow this kind of a story template. I feel that when you're entering the matrix, you can expect that, is my hypothesis or my.
By the way, sorry to interject here, but Vikas Ingale has said भरत भाई वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड की भी बात करना. मतलब क्या है वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड का, क्या मतलब है?
कौन सा वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड? Oh, world record. Oh, yes. World record. It's a
83.
huh? No.
83
नहीं
नहीं,
वो वर्ल्ड कप है. ये
नहीं उसमें भी वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड बनाता है ना वो.
अरे वो तो ठीक है, लेकिन
यार.
वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड इज बेसिकली अ शॉर्ट फिल्म इन द एनिमेट्रिक्स, which is one of my favorite films on the Matrix. It's a beautiful book.
Where can you watch it?
Animatrix you can watch on, I don't know, I am not supposed to tell.
Just basically समझ जाओ फिर.
In the Matrix.
In the Matrix. In the Matrix. Use a
Just
VPN
follow the
always.
white rabbit. Yeah.
हाँ, sorry, continue.
So,
मेरे को
but
कोई idea नहीं.
my हाँ नहीं, हिमांशु was saying something. कुछ कह रहा था हिमांशु.
यार क्या बोल रहा था बता, थोड़ा याद दिला.
वो choice between saving one or saving the other.
See, I'll tell you what happened. Okay, so Matrix 1, 2, and 3, na, they were trying to sell us on the love story. And I hated the love story. So I couldn't. I loved Matrix 1 because it was not about the love story. Matrix 2 and 3 is about the love story between Neo and Trinity, and they're trying to emphasize on how important it is for Matrix for these two to be together because it benefits the machine and the humans or whatever. Okay? So and then they have to make a choice, and Neo ka choice is ki either be God or love Trinity most of the time because he's almost like a God figure, right, in Matrix. So I didn't like it because I didn't feel anything for Trinity. Like the character of Trinity has no emotions. She doesn't seem to be an actual human being. And I got that, she's like this badass person.
Someone should call the guy from Blade Runner to check कि है कि नहीं सच्ची में.
क्या है कि नहीं है?
छोड़ना.
हो गया, खत्म हो गया. सम्राज वाला जोक मारा मैंने एक.
हाँ हिमांशु आगे बोल.
हाँ तो क्या एंड ये एक वैलिड क्रिटिसिज्म बाकी लोगों का भी था जो मैंने थोड़ा भी रिव्यूज पढ़े कि ट्रिनिटी एंड नियो का लव स्टोरी इज नॉट एज इम्पोर्टेंट एज द फिल्म्स वांटेड इट टू बी and we didn't feel for it as much as we should have. So the Matrix, till the fourth film, kind of does a double take on it. It shows you that they are separated again somehow, and they don't even remember each other somehow. So because we have already grown up on this movies and we're nostalgic, right? So we want them to be together now. So somehow our emotions reconnect with Neo and Trinity's love story. And I actually, because of the fourth movie's plot, I wanted them to be together again. Which has not happened in movies 2 and 3. I felt like Trinity should go away from 2 and 3. But fourth mein, because 60 years have passed and they have been used as a battery for to keep the Matrix alive, and they have not they have not been able to be together in real life, and they go to sit in a cafe called what is it called, Simulate. And they sit there and they look at each other, and he's made a game called The Matrix, in which he's created a character called Trinity, which is based on this character called Tiffany. Bro,
Tiffany.
बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया, you know? It's like he became a simp, right? And
Hmm.
that makes
1 second, he became a sim or a simp?
Sim.
both.
Okay, both.
So, and so he now, me as an audience, I really want them to be together now.
Hmm.
But I don't know why. It's like a, you know, archetypical story. When you see two lovers being separated for the 4th time, you will be like, chalo, please mil jao, right? Just matlab kar lo, khatam kar. So they so they got it right there. The plot was set, and me as an audience was on board. But having said that, after that, what happened is, thoda matlab it somewhere it fell short, somewhere something or the other happened. I like the plot where, you know, Anderson is unsure whether he's dealing with you know, some psychosis, some neurotic
Yeah.
hallucinations, or if he's dealing with actually being in the Matrix. So I liked it. I wanted that to continue. I thought that would be an interesting fourth, almost an
Yeah.
epilogue.
That was my favorite part of the movie also. The first half of it is essentially the best part of this movie because that is the most original part of the movie. Baki sab to matlab it's going back to a world and reconnecting with the real world and all of that. But here it was genuinely matlab मेरे को जो मैं hope कर रहा था कि why go back to the movies again? Why go back to the Matrix movies? ये justified है. मुझे ऐसा लगा कि for that part where this guy is genuinely confused and so are you, by the way, as a viewer, कि क्या जो पिछली 3 फिल्मों में हुआ वो सच में नहीं हुआ क्या? And that was a very real possibility till I think very much later in the movie.
Almost 1/3 of the movie later, you realize कि मतलब Matrix है.
The moment when he, I mean,
जापान में
ट्रेन के बाद, correct. उसके बाद you get to understand, हाँ यार, we are going back to the real world.
The real world, and they explain it, and it becomes part of the Matrix movies. And you kind of, अच्छा ठीक है, so I've seen 1, 2, and 3, so I need to know what happened after that.
Yeah.
तो ठीक है.
I liked IO, जो नया सिटी बनाया ना, Zion का इन्होंने IO बना दिया है, EO जो भी उसको. I liked that, and I mean, contrary to what a lot of people have felt, I liked how Niobe has changed. She has become war hardened, and I thought that was a representation of PTSD. Because if you remember her from the second and third films, she was this firebrand of a person ki haan chalo karte hain. She was what this blue-haired girl, what's her name? Bugs is in this film. She was that in the second and third films, and now she's become overcautious. And I think that was my favorite line in the movie also, ki the Matrix bombards you with so much noise, and you know what other thing has the same kind of noise? And it's war. तो मुझे लगा कि वो एक PTSD टाइप का अच्छा, again it's not for me that these kind of elements made it feel कि यार ये कुछ नया बता रही है. Lana is not just going back to the Matrix to just make the same points over and over again. She actually has new things to say, and I felt this with every sort of character. For example, that funny scene, that was the funniest scene I think that I laughed my ass off on, when the savage people, what are they called? They what is that scene?
The ones who are eliminated from the program, right? The rogue programs.
Oh my god.
Mr. Bing said, I don't want spoilers for Matrix. Should I return in some time? Is Don't Look Up yet to be discussed? Don't Look Up has already been discussed, Mr. Bing. You're late as fuck. So you need to go to the beginning of the thing and then
we have given the spoiler alert, so you can watch.
काफी लंबा हमने Don't Look Up पे डिस्कशन किया, आधे घंटे से भी ज्यादा.
But actually, पता है हिमांशु कह रहा हूँ, Aditya, it will not be fun to discuss Matrix further if you've not watched it.
I have not.
Because
but have you seen 1, 2, and 3?
I've seen 1. I have not seen 2 and 3. So मेरे कोई context ही नहीं मुझे, तो मुझे spoiler से कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा कि जब तक by the time I'll watch it. By the way, Shravan Banerjee, my very good friend, has said dosto. That's all he said. But yes, thank you dost. Yeah.
अरे मुझे बस एक चीज
हाँ.
बहुत ही बकवास लगी मैट्रिक्स में, which is the action.
सेम,
It is like
फकिंग सेम.
it
क्या
is like
प्रॉब्लम है यार, क्या
मैट्रिक्स में
प्रॉब्लम
एक्शन
है?
खराब था.
भाई एकदम
बकवास था.
मतलब it was not even like normal, like it was not, हाँ चलो ठीक है tolerable, it was terrible. It was like जो घटिया एडिटिंग दिखाते ना, जो नर्ड राइटर या एवरी फ्रेम ऑफ पेंटिंग वाले वीडियो में बताया था कि हाउ बैड एक्शन इज कट इन हॉलीवुड, वैसा था यार. लाइक यू don't understand who's fighting who, which is weird because these guys fucking
They
reinvented.
revolutionized
Yeah,
to the point that Akshay Kumar had to do it in Awara Pagal Deewana also.
and they did it. By the way, they did it once and then they did it twice. They did it with the second movie, which is like
right.
which
Correct.
builds up on the action, right? Fuck.
Correct.
तो इन लोगों ने, मतलब इन लोगों ने, लाना ने, for her to not get action or at the basics, like the basics of action is, yeah.
The funniest thing was Lily Wachowski's tweet in which they replied to तो ये इलॉन मस्क और इवांका ट्रम्प ने एक दूसरे को कोट ट्वीट करके बोला था, आई एम रेड पिल्ड और एंड Lily Wachowski replied saying fuck you both.
Yeah.
Which is great, dude. I mean, this is one thing that art does, no? मतलब it can be, मतलब वो कहीं पर भी जा सकता है. मतलब it's like a child. It's literally like, not to be corny, but it is like a child.
Yeah.
You know, it can grow up and become fucking Hitler, dude. Literally also sometimes. So.
और ये चीज मुझे बड़ी अच्छी लगी कि लाना है, I feel has put a lot of herself in the film.
Yeah.
वो तुझे देखते, I thought those moments were really fun. Like for example, Aditya, just for your context, and again this is a huge spoiler. There's an entire chunk in the movie where Neo is basically a game programmer. He's one of the most successful game programmers in the world because he created a trilogy of games called The Matrix, and now Warner Brothers wants him to desperately make a fourth game called Matrix 4. This is in the movie.
Okay.
And
nice.
And the whole montage is different people telling Neo what they expect from the fourth.
Nice.
They're like,
this
oh,
is interesting because my recommendation is also going to be a game today. So wait till the end for that.
So, मतलब it is that level of meta कि तीन successful.
They used Warner Brothers name.
Yeah, I feel like this is, you know, every franchise or every big film franchise has this phase where, you know, everyone शुरू होता है, कम लोग देखते हैं, it becomes a fad, it becomes a fan thing, it becomes everybody in the world is watching it, and then it takes a life of its own, as happened with Netflix. Matrix. Netflix I go. But you know, Matrix was the most popular thing on the planet in terms of movies at one point, and उसके 20 साल बाद एक movie आती है which is like, I feel like this is for the fans. I haven't seen it. I've seen the trailer, but I feel like it's like if Marvel stops making films for a bit and then 10 years later they make like some crazy prequel to Iron Man or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's only the fans will care, you know.
But the thing is, even amongst the fans, it's a divisive film because it takes a completely different route. It doesn't play that route. It doesn't have the Matrix look. It doesn't have the same fucking storyline.
DOP change हो गया.
By the way,
a big issue.
25 people were watching. Now it's lesser, but anyway, please like the stream. There were only 18 likes at one point, so please increase the likes. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please click subscribe. You know, I found out one of my closest friends in life. I was hanging out with him the other day, and I found out he had not subscribed to this content. He has commented on it. So I had to literally steal his phone and subscribe. So do that with your family also. Take your parents' anyone's phone and subscribe to this content from there. And okay, so anything else on Matrix that you guys have to speak about?
I feel like there's a lot more, but it's not. I mean, you need to watch it, Aditya. You need to watch all the movies to actually start discuss it well. The thing is, there are these the first three films that they had something definite to say about human nature and.
Hey, dude, we should maybe do a tier list one day on a tier list episode on all the most popular movie franchises. So which, like, you take a Harry Potter, you take like Lord of the Rings, all these fantasy sci-fi types, Krish, you know, like we can take all of these and it'll be fun. And by the way, guys, those of y'all who have been following us for a bit, you might have seen we did a tier list episode about Leonardo DiCaprio on the Chalchitra Talks YouTube channel. So you can check that out. हमें बहुत गालियां मिली थी उसके बारे में comments में क्योंकि हमने बहुत खिलवाड़ किया था. We did not do it very seriously, but I think that's the best way to do a tier list. So
Wait, Himanshu saying something. भाई उसका point तो खत्म होना.
sorry मुझे लगा हो गया था. Sorry.
नहीं मुझे याद नहीं है क्या बोला मैंने.
तूने बोला हर फिल्म के बारे में कुछ वो होता है mental.
They have something to say.
Human.
They have something to say.
Emotion.
Every movie, na. So the thing is, the reason why Matrix, I think, is successful, the first and the second and the third movies, is because they care more about what they're trying to say rather than the characters or the story. The story or the plot are second, and the first is the point, the psychology or the what do you call it? The theories. Okay, the theory about free will and choice and reality. Basically, इतना मेरे को समझ में आया था जब मैंने देखा था पता नहीं कितने साल पहले. क्या हुआ ना, the first three films, the first film seemed like a well thought out movie. The second film and the third film seemed like an afterthought. Like the first film point was, are you living in a reality? Are you sure about it? The second and the third film point is, even if you're sure that you're not living in the reality, are you sure that you can choose whether you want to live in it or not, or does your choice, the third film point is, does your choice really matter? That's how. So it went one up on the other. Like every movie had that. Now the fourth movie doesn't seem to have that point. अभी तक तो नहीं लगा मेरे को, जितना देखा मैंने देख ली fourth movie, मुझे नहीं लगा कि there is a point to that movie.
I think it's also, I mean, context डालने के लिए अगर मैं बात करूं तो it is more character driven also because this film is born out of tragedy and it is a more personal film to the filmmaker. It's like,
so I agree. I completely agree. So it's a personal movie. It's made by her. She wrote it after the pandemic or whatever, and she felt that she needed to tell this story because if she wouldn't, somebody else would tell some bullshit story, right?
Yeah.
So it was her.
And that's why the characters of Neo and Trinity become all the more important because it's also, I mean, I know I'm waxing philosophical here, but as an entire generation, we've grown up with these characters, right? It's like the entire world for a generation.
Sab nahi Lakshman, but carry on.
हाँ, most of us, I would say. अगर हम लोगों ने उसके साथ, we've sort of grown up with these characters, tend to revisit it also always becomes a personal story. It's the same as with Spider-Man, by the way.
Yeah.
How all the three Spider-Men came together. That was like
same but opposite, right?
But opposite, exactly.
Exactly same but exactly opposite. So
yeah.
I'll tell you what happened with this movie though, which is एक तो अच्छा बात भी है और एक बुरा बात भी है. First off, it let go of this obsession about philosophy and trying to make a point. The fourth movie doesn't do that. But the fourth movie also, what it does is it takes care of the characters better. Because we as an audience, we actually care about whether the characters love each other or whether they meet each other. Do they actually get to live happily or whatever, right? Like it's a ultimately it's the Matrix movies are a romantic love.
This is the most romantic, I would say. The fourth is the most romantic.
Himanshu is frozen. And you could say there was a glitch in the Matrix. Sorry. With that, unless you guys have something, we can move on because it's getting really late. So
मेरा internet का कुछ problem हो गया.
हाँ, but
wait, मेरा point खत्म करने दे.
हाँ, कर ले.
The fourth movie takes care of that, and it takes care of us as an audience. And I don't want to spoil it, but if the last three movies were ending on a note where Neo and Trinity were separated all the time and there was no
way to not spoil, huh? Matlab, amazing. So yeah. Okay, so that's it for Matrix. Ronit Singh का बहुत ही एक अजीब सा comment है, which I'm hoping is sarcastic, but वो आप लोग ही पढ़ लेना. Avinash has said, how awesome was Jonathan Groff as and question mark. But I don't know what that means. Also, Rahul Mehti has said, discuss Power of the Dog or The Lost Daughter. Power of the Dog, Titan, a lot of these great films from last year, we're going to be discussing in next week's episode. So we will put
बोल
that
दे
list up.
नाम बता दे चारों
चार
को।
बता
मेरे को
दे।
याद नहीं है, तुम्हें पता नहीं।
Titan, Power of the Dog, Spencer and French Dispatch.
हम ये चारों फिल्म अगले हफ्ते डिस्कस करेंगे, ठीक है, अगर जान रही तो। सो
एक किसी ने लाइक नहीं किया क्या? 2 ही लाइक्स है।
डिस्टोपिक 2 लाइक नहीं है तो उसको बंद करके वापस चालू कर, तो 22 लाइक दिखेंगे तेरे को।
अच्छा, गिव मी अ सेकंड, ओके।
ओके, सो व्हाई डिड यू हैव टू
Am I stuck?
shot your own video for that? Anyway, so hello Bharat, can you hear me?
I can now. I think
Okay.
I was gone for a while.
Okay, okay, cool. So we will now move on to our last film for the night, which is 83. 83, spoiler alert, India wins the World Cup. But also, basically the story, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what the plot of this film is. It's about the ragtag bunch of Indian cricketers who went to England and won the Cricket World Cup for the first ever time, the One Day International World Cup, and they beat the historic West Indies team of that era, which जिसके हमने मतलब like we have only heard legends of that. If you've grown up with cricket, you've only heard legends of these people: Malcolm Marshall, Gordon Greenwich, or Clive Lloyd, Viv Richards, all of these people, Michael Holding, and yeah. So I am a massive cricket fan. I'm a massive Test cricket fan, especially. Bharat is also a cricket fan who has not watched 83, or I think abhi dekh bhi nahi payega. You'll have to watch it online only because theaters are band ho rahe. And Himanshu famously had said in our episode with Rahul Desai, which is you can find on this channel, where we discuss sports documentaries and sports films, where he said that he has never in his life seen the entirety of a sports match. So that is his relationship with sports. So that's why I want to know what Himanshu thought of the film first, because I have opinions. But Himanshu, your thoughts on 83? Quick.
The thing is, I'm only comparing 83 to other sports films.
Got it.
Okay. Now, I've seen a lot of these. I've seen like Gold and stuff, like really shitty ones.
Okay.
And I feel like it's probably one of the better ones because ek to they have really done a job with every character, and also 83 is very subtle. It doesn't try to bring in nationalism way too much into sports. It does. Lana to hota hai, ultimately, like they do get it.
Sorry to cut you there, but I get what you're saying, because Bharat, there is a moment in this film where basically, you know that तूने trailer में देखा होगा, they show the real photograph of all the teams when they're when all the teams are together, when all these people are mingling around and stuff. There's a shot of Kapil Dev and Imran Khan meeting, okay, and they're meeting like very good friends, and they're talking in Punjabi, and it's just one line. He just asks him, how are you in Punjabi? He says, I'm great, what's up with you, whatever. It's just that much with Imran Khan. So they did not especially considering the PM of Pakistan right now. So thankfully they didn't go on that. But yeah, Himanshu, continue.
So, it's not, it's subtle that way. It's not, there are no liners. He said this and that. Thode bahut hai, but more or less it's not like about nationalism and big grand theories, and they make sure that they create Kapil Dev as a character who doesn't have these grand ideas about the country and stuff. They keep it clear, right, that it's a smaller deal than you think. For the idea is to win the game, right, not to they do
नहीं वो तो बोलते ही है ना वो लोग, हम लोग नहीं भाई, ये तो मैं डिसएग्री करूंगा. उसके आइडियाज, इंडियन फिल्म कंप्लीट नहीं होती जब तक कोई ग्रेट कैरेक्टर की ग्रेट आइडियाज नहीं होते फिल्म्स के बारे में. सबको एनकाउंटर किलिंग करनी है.
मैं कंपेयर कर रहा हूँ दूसरे मूवीज से.
अच्छा, वो हिसाब से मैंने देखी नहीं है ना गोल्ड.
दूसरे स्पोर्ट्स मूवीज ना बहुत अलग लेवल पे जाते हैं.
Okay.
They talk about how the the player cares about the nation, and so he's winning for the nation. He has this big dream that we need to win this game because we need to make India proud. Kapil Dev, in this thing, they make it clear that it's not that. It's like the nation and the whole winning for the country है, but उससे पहले Kapil Dev wants to win because his mom told him to win. It's mentioned that, and also I love the fact that they don't start from ki 1 year, 10 years before the World Cup or whatever. They start ki they're going to the World Cup. That's the best part of the movie.
Yeah,
the fact
I
that
agree.
They just go into the World Cup and then they go a little bit of flashback, a little bit of
also interesting bit of trivia. Neena Gupta plays Kapil Dev's mom.
Yeah, I never noticed that. Who
was
gets
with
later
Richard's
married
partner.
to?
No, she never married, but she has a child with him basically. Masaba is their daughter together.
Yeah.
But so I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. But also I was pleasantly surprised in the beginning of the film, as what Himanshu also said, ki, it doesn't start off with it's not like Dhandhanadhan goal in the sense ki you start from inko football kya hai wo nahi malum. Like you don't start from that point. Okay? These guys are fucking players, they're professionals, they've been playing for years, and you're like the whole thing starts with Kapil Dev was already playing county cricket in England, which probably he was at the time. And these guys are going over there. Mr. Bing, by the way, sorry, Mr. Bing, I said movie subscription is going wasted. Please suggest. I'm going to give you some movie suggestion today if you stick till the end of the episode. In my view, 83 is a film. And as a cricket fan, I thought the cricket was enjoyable in the film. I think the cricket was rather well done. It didn't seem silly. Very charming at times because there are moments where they keep intercutting with the real images, the real clips. So somebody getting hit on the head and then cut to the real footage of them getting hit and their reaction to that and stuff. So very pieced together very well. In that way, I feel like it's a very charming film. But as with charming people and charming films, they are often the front of a fraud. Okay, which is that they win you over with charm because there is not much substance. I think the film gets carried on the shoulders of the 83 victory and because Kapil Dev and Sunny Gavaskar and Ravi Shastri is not that big a role, but I'm saying all these people, Chika, these people are such a big influence on our culture. Whether you're into cricket or not. I mean, Sidhu is about, he's trying to run at least for CM of Punjab right now. So I'm just saying these people, Sidhu isn't in this film, but what I'm saying is cricketers have such a big influence on our lives in that way that you relate with them a lot. You have them in your mind, and a team like this winning, you've heard so many stories. So I think that way the legend that surrounds the film is captured well. The way that I would say this would be a tribute film for these 83. I feel like this feels more like a tribute film that ये लोग अपने 50th anniversary of victory ऐसे कुछ पे दिखाएंगे, वो वैसी लग रही थी film. And I feel like there are a lot of low points in the film, in the sense that it's just, to me it was like kya hai? Okay, but I saw around me, I watched it in the theater, I went with my parents and other family also, and all the older people of that generation, they were losing their minds. They were absolutely losing their minds, and they enjoyed it so much. Like people had tears in their eyes and stuff. Like it was because I think it does well to remind you of a bygone era, for whatever it's worth. But as a complete sport, I wouldn't consider it a full-on sports drama. It's a film about a moment in history, and it does well to do it because the moment is so great that you get the film sort of Kisco passes from along with the greatness of the moment. The film becomes great. Ranveer Singh was very good. I think all actors, including Hardy Sandhu, was very good. So I mean, Pankaj Tripathi was very good. There's a very cool cameo from Kapil Dev, which I really liked. Though the overall, like, I just thought, oh, by the way, the worst part for me in the film was Deepika Padukone. Okay, Deepika Padukone, in my opinion, is not a good actor. And Deepika Padukone acts like Deepika Padukone in every film, and she's exactly Deepika Padukone in this film. Okay, she's not even trying to act. This is exactly how I would imagine Deepika Padukone acting, not just behaving in real life. Just not even like putting up.
मेरा एक point है दीपिका के बारे में.
हाँ.
I think I don't remember the character she's playing, the real person. मुझे याद नहीं है. If you can, Romy, is it something like that?
Romy, yeah, her name was.
हाँ. So the thing is, I feel like Deepika's character has been put in to kind of justify a very stupid point, which was not even required in the movie, as to why Kapil Dev's wife Romy was not present when he was winning the game. It felt like there was some sort, because the movie is cutting continuously between Kapil Dev winning, Kapil Dev trying to win the match, and it's cutting from that to his wife Romy, who's not being allowed to go into the stadium, and some basic stuff, right? Which I thought I didn't care about.
You know, Deepika Padukone, I feel like she is the embodiment of this film 83. Very charming. Okay, not much substance. Very charming, and you will have a good time, talking to this person. But
no, I have a point to make. Okay, I have a point. I think Kabir Khan is a very good director, and if he can make a movie, if he can make good movies with Salman Khan, then you need to know how good of a director he is, because 83 has a lot of these subtle points. तो भरत तूने देखी नहीं है ना, तू नोटिस करेगा 83 में ना हर सीन में ना कोई सोशियो पॉलिटिकल पॉइंट है हर सीन में, and it keeps going on, like, because at one point it keeps cutting to the border, India-Pakistan border, where
basically
there's a lot of firing going on every time India plays.
Every time India is playing a match, the Pakistani guys fire from over there because so that these guys can't listen to the match in peace.
Yeah.
Basically. हाँ. तो वो सब चीजें दिखाई हुई है.
हाँ, बहुत subtle. There's a ride going on.
Subtle नहीं है, by the way, first of all. ठीक है.
अबे subtle तो बिल्कुल subtle नहीं है, but the thing is, if it's subtle for my parents, okay,
okay, that way. नहीं, हाँ, okay, I get what you're saying. Because if it was a regular Bollywood film, a few soldiers would have been killed in the process. Yeah. It would have been something like that. So, and then they would have done some stuff over there also. Also, in this, I really loved. Everyone actually did. Shrikant's acting in this. Okay, the guy who played Shrikant, I don't remember the actor's name, but to play that, and I heard so many. There was a rumor, not rumor, but people used to say that he used to get out really quickly because he's a chain smoker, which they've shown him as a smoker in the film also, but is that he would just quickly want a smoke, and we all know at least one smoker who's like कि मेरे को चाहिए अभी एक. तो I felt like all these little idiosyncrasies, like one of my favorite moments in the film was when they're like Bharat will know, like अभी भी होता है तो मतलब जब भी कोई net practice कर रहे होते हैं matches, बड़े matches के पहले, the media comes for some time and they watch, and there's like a media gallery with. So there's a scene before the tournament starts. There's the West Indies bowlers, the four pacers, their legendary pacers, they're bowling in the nets, all right, and the Indian team is sitting along with the media guys, and the younger Indian team is discussing. So one of them is telling them about all these bowlers, and he's telling all of them like how my dad told me, or maybe people's parents have told them about these legendary bowlers. And after they finish off with all of these guys like Joel Garner, all these people, and then Shrikant says ki, like, it's built up like this ki, all of them have names, like Michael Holding is Whispering Death, this one is the big Joel Garner's Big Bird, it's like that. It's like all of these guys had like killer names. And at one point Shrikant says that ki abhi horror film to na dikhna hai idhar. It's like I like these little moments that they created, these little humorous moments. Also credit to I guess Ranveer Singh on this. I don't see any other mainstream big actor in this country making a film like this where they play Kapil Dev and sharing so much screen time with so many other people and actually dividing it rather equally. Not that Kapil Dev, not that it's not like Ranveer Singh ko zyada nahi dikha hai, but wo to hoga hi, obviously he's playing Kapil Dev, but I'm saying it's very liberally divided between all the people. It's not, you will never feel that it's
He's
only
not
Kapil
given
Dev.
these dialogues which
Yeah.
have to, which are about, you know, these grand ideas about winning and stuff. वो नहीं किया है, बहुत basic रखा है, and it feels like those were simpler times. They were more those times where कि अच्छा they wanted to win a game and they won it. It doesn't feel like there was too much pressure on their head.
फालतू का वो घुसाया उसमें, सचिन का कैमियो आया उसमें. By the
ठीक है
way,
यार,
Bharat, do
it's
you know
for
this?
us. It's for the audience.
I know this. I've
From
read
the
it.
trailer, na? From the trailer also you would have seen him. But it's like, I really felt like it was okay if they did Sachin aisa karega, whatever. Like to show a little, like do it a little smartly or something like that, you know. But isme kaisa, they've shown him a couple of times, and then third time during the final match, he's sitting in front of the TV and he's telling his elder brother, which is the story of Sachin, that his elder brother. He say, "Bhaiya, मैं भी cricket खेलूं." Like I'm like, "अबे यार, मेरे को मालूम है तू Sachin है अभी."
But
Like,
वो हुआ
I
होगा
got
ना?
it.
वो हुआ
Yeah,
होगा.
but why do you have to have Sachin say that? You know that I know Sachin, na? Matlab, I already got it. I'm just saying. By the way, I am saying this, but I'm very happy I watched this film in the theater, first of all. I got a theater experience after so long, okay, in which there were people in front of me who it seemed like did not know that India wins the World Cup, okay, because there were people at like कोई six जा रहा था, ऐसा कर लिया. मतलब they were actually like somebody got out and they were like shit, like they were like they felt like so either I saw the film with a bunch of dolts or like you know, the film just has a very swooping effect in terms of the cricket scenes. I think off the pitch the film is very weak in a lot of places. I think a lot of things are repetitive. Just until the last match they keep saying ki, like that idea na, that this team cannot win the World Cup is so hammered. It's so on the nose कि पूरा टाइम हर दूसरे लाइन किसी ना किसी कि ये टीम फाइनल खेलेगी, ये टीम जाएगी, तुम्हारी टिकट. मतलब I'm like, okay, I got it. They're an underdog. They're already proven. I've bought all that. But yeah, they just kept on doing that, which I thought was a little annoying. Could be at least half an hour shorter this film, easily 40 minutes, 50 minutes.
How long is it? Is it longer than a T20 match?
It is long. It is as long as a T20 match, I think. Wait, let me just see 83 duration. Himanshu, anything else?
क्या बोले?
2.5 hours. A T20 match without the breaks and stuff is like 3 hours basically. Or actually,
I think
the breaks.
having watched that document, because we did a episode on that documentary, right?
Yeah.
Fire in Babylon.
Fire in Babylon, yeah.
Fire in Babylon. So I became the person who would tell people. I went with a lot of people, by the way. When I went to watch 83, I went with not only my family but my next family. Get it? Some other people. So I took almost 7-8 people and I told them about what happens in 83. And I told them what happened. I told them about Vivian Riches and Holding, and these names came out of my mouth before entering the hall. Okay, so I think, and they looked at me as the person who gets it, who knew, who knows.
Oh shit!
And I also said, you know, 83 का मैच एक मैच है बिफोर सेमीफाइनल्स वाला जो BBC ने कवर नहीं किया था क्योंकि स्ट्राइक हुआ था. I mentioned all this because Bharat told me, and they were like, "Wow, how do you know this?" And I said, I felt like a cricket fan at that moment.
Now you might as well become one, because by the way, guys, I don't know who's here watching, but I was quarantined the full day, so dude, the India-South Africa match is fucking primed right now. We are losing currently. हार रहे हैं, but collapses happen all the time. Let's just
अभी कितने विकेट पे खत्म हुआ है स्टंप्स पे?
ओ यार,
नहीं कुछ नहीं होगा.
यार ये टीम जीत ही नहीं सकती. मतलब I am also doing it. Dude, this dialogue is fucking 50 times in the movie, man. It's annoying. But apart from that, again, I'm just saying 83. I feel like if you're a cricket fan, you should watch it. If you have like parents who maybe normally don't watch movies, you should watch it with them, and if they watch cricket in their time.
Yeah.
I think they will find it very,
I
very.
showed my parents Fire in Babylon the next day morning,
Oh, nice.
You like
and they loved it.
nice.
Hmm.
And I
Very.
don't think I could have showed that documentary before.
हाँ, वो कॉन्टेक्स्ट सेटिंग वो देना पड़ेगा ना पहले ये मेन स्ट्रीम बॉलीवुड फिल्म देखो अब
They
इससे बेटर
they complement each other. 83
Yeah.
and Fire in Babylon complements each other.
Complement each other only for you, because you did not know these guys. But no, you're right. Actually, you're right, because in
It's the
fact
same
there is
people,
a
right? It's the
yeah,
same
it is the
people.
same people. And in fact, Ranveer Singh has a dialogue in this also. There's a scene. Oh, I want to discuss a couple of things just more, but there's a scene where uh they when they have won that Zimbabwe against a legendary, the match that wasn't recorded, the 175 not out. Some media people called it a fluke. Okay, so these guys go into Ranveer Singh's room and tell him that we should like respond, we should like say something in return for this. And then he says that when the West Indies team in the early 70s, when they had just become a test playing nation or something like that, people had said that they were that they don't know how. Some English journalists had said that they don't know how to play, they don't know how to hold a bat, some racist shit like that he had said. And he said that that team did not respond with the words. They just won 2 World Cups after that. So I mean, that way they did reference that as well. Also, I love that they did not do our man Viv Richards dirty. Man, Viv Richards is shown in like such swag. I mean, I don't know who the actor is who's doing it, but man, like Viv Richards came like all times he's just chewing his gum, okay, and like he's like he comes across as. There's an anecdote about Viv Richards that I know, that during some test match against England, this is when they were at their peak. Everyone was in a suit. Viv Richards walked out in, I think, Bob Marley t-shirt and a shorts and flip-flops. Came to the thing, toss wo haar gaya. And then when the teams had to be announced, after toss you announce the teams and stuff. So when the teams had to be announced, the British captain was like 4 names in when Viv Richards said that play whoever you want, man, it's not going to matter. And then he just walked away. And it's
Wow.
I mean, it's
Swag yaar ye.
and that swag of Viv Richards that I've heard so much about, that he was the coolest guy on the planet. I
Yeah.
think just by the imagery in this film and all of that, I thought it came off really well. I think Viv Richards came off really well.
Yeah.
Also, the music in this film is dog shit. It's so bad.
Dog shit.
Even in the theater, I don't even know if it was mixed well or my theater was badly sound.
It's dog shit. It's pura dog
Because
shit.
the way the sound, मतलब इतना loud था वो, okay, more than anything else, that maybe it's the theater, maybe the sound mixing is bad, which I would be very surprised at, but dude, the music is the worst part of the film. I think this movie would have been elevated at least 5 times if it wasn't for this music.
How are the dialogues of the movie? I'll tell you why I'm asking. Yeah.
I think I do not see anything wrong with the dialogue, except for the constant repetition of enforcing कि ये team बहुत weak है, ये team बहुत weak है, ये team बहुत weak है. वो सब के अलावा
they were not like, how Bhagat Singh is treated now. You get me? Like we spoke about in the last episode, right? Like how Bhagat Singh ko dikhate hain ki he knew
that he was
get
going to
independence and he's gonna be great. Kapil Dev is not treated like that. At least thoda utna hai ki Kapil Dev bhi he can crack a joke, or there is a joke on him. There are scenes where he is the butt of the joke, and Kapil Dev, it's very clear that he is not a team player and he's not a leader. Before entering the World Cup, where is it happening?
England, no?
England, right? Before entering England, it's clear that Kapil Dev is not a team player and he's not a captain. He's not a leader. So the arc that Kapil Dev's character kind of goes through is that he becomes a leader. That's it.
तभी तो बवाल हुआ था भाई वो. So I found this also very interesting, because at that what is happening right now with Virat and Rohit was the same thing happening with Sunil Gavaskar and Kapil Dev.
Oh.
And there is a moment in this film where basically after a really bad match, Kapil Dev is shouting at everybody, and he turns to Sunil Gavaskar and yells at him also. and he says, "About time you got some runs."
Oh, fuck.
Basically, it's Gavaskar, right? At that time, Gavaskar was the senior most.
Yeah.
So, and then Gavaskar doesn't play the next match, and ये हुआ भी था, उसने बोला था मेरे पैर में मोच आया, मैं नहीं खेल रहा हूँ.
Oh, fuck.
Like, it was like it had reached that level. So I found very interesting कि कुछ भी हो जाए, अपने क्रिकेटर के ईगो नहीं बदलने वाले. मतलब वो तभी भी वैसा ही था, अभी भी वैसा ही
अरे
है. अभी
पता है, बट ये ना हिस्ट्री में पहले ज्यादा होता था, इन द सेंस इंडिया वाज अ लेस यूनाइटेड टीम with like the more you go into the past. For example, why is Pataudi considered to be one of the best
he paid for the team and all that, no?
he paid, no,
Even Maharaja of Punjab, they were Patiala,
but
they would all pay for their
they
own
had that unifying quality in the team. नहीं तो क्या होता था, ये west zone वाले, east zone वाले, south zone. And at that time captains used to change like every 2 matches. और अगर कोई दूसरा कैप्टन बन गया तो ये खेलेगा नहीं, जो प्री कैप्टन है कि मैं नहीं खेल रहा. So I think people like Kapil Dev or Pataudi or even a Dhoni for that matter,
even a Ganguly, they helped professionalize it a little. Like Ganguly, when he got dropped, he went to Ranji, played, came back.
Exactly. अब तो काफी प्रोफेशनल है यार, अब तो मतलब बहुत प्रोफेशनल है, I would say.
I mean, yeah, relative, मतलब compared to then, it's because now I think the cricket ka goal is also different. I think cricket's goal is also, IPL's goal, for example, is to be it is already the most premier, but to become one of the most premium sports assets in the world and to grow it substantially. So that it's a very different kind of thinking and different problems. 27 people watching, please like the stream and subscribe to us. If you haven't subscribed, please go and check right now. It really doesn't matter. Even if you hate us, even if you hate all our opinions, just subscribe and then turn off your notifications. It won't matter, but it'll just help us out. You'll be doing your nice thing for the day. So I will say that also. What was I saying? Oh yeah, there was one scene which got into some controversy where Shrikant says during that scene that I was telling you about, where they are a little annoyed that the media isn't taking them seriously, and Shrikant says that we've not come here with some quota. Okay, we've earned our way. So obviously that's very offensive. But I found out that there could be an alternate reasoning for this, which did not explain the film. So I'm not saying there's this thing, but which is that at that time, I don't know if this is true, but there used to be a quota of, like, in terms of selection, in terms of all the zones. So like I don't think it was official or whatever, but
it was not official. But it used to happen.
I know for a fact that Bombay was like the biggest. You had if you were a cricketer in Bombay, it was much easier for you to become a cricketer.
There was a Bombay quota, not a quota, like an official quota.
आजकल उसको मुंबई माफिया बोलते हैं, by the way. Even today, it's called a thing, by the way.
Madras का भी था पहले. I'm calling it Madras because
it was called Madras. But yeah, maybe they're referring to that. Maybe they're referring to the other one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so tricky situation. I don't know why they had to do that. Very unnecessary, random. But yeah.
So I asked about the dialogues because the dialogue writer is a friend. I can say friend, I guess, acquaintance. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's won a Filmfare for Stree for writing the dialogues for Stree.
Oh wait, we spoke to this person. I remember.
Yeah, Sumit Arora.
We should try to get him on the podcast, man.
So
it'll be fun.
I'll ask him.
Let's do that. Also, people in the comments, before we go to recommend, unless you anyone, Himanshu, you have 83, any thoughts? But yeah, so unless anyone comments, dekh lete hain. But before that, before we go to our recommendations, guys, as you guys did the last few times also, please, it helps us out a lot. You guys are commenting and we love to interact with you on the live chat. But please also comment on the YouTube video when it's up, like when this video becomes a video, when the stream becomes a video, please comment on it. It helps us out. Even if you don't have anything to say, just write algorithm and that'll help us out and it'll bump our video up a little bit. Maybe one more person might watch it. So with that, we can go to Bharat or Himanshu. You guys have any comments you want to address right now?
Comments मैं पढ़ नहीं रहा हूँ यार, तुम लोग एक बार करना है तो कर लो, मेरे पास recommendation
ज़्यादा है नहीं. I feel like a lot of you are talking among themselves, which is also cool. So we'll just go to recommendations. Himanshu, your recommendations for this
I sorry.
Did you watch?
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I did watch. I watched the films
cool.
that
so
we're gonna talk about.
The 4 films we're gonna be talking about next week on the podcast are Titan, Spencer, Power of the Dog, and French Dispatch. So try watching these.
Guys, ये सारी अच्छी फिल्म है ना, मुझे बता दो क्योंकि मैं थोड़ा सा अपना राशन पे हूँ, मतलब मेरा टाइम थोड़ा वो अभी
यार पावर ऑफ द डॉग ना थोड़ा है, मतलब I
Okay,
need your opinion on this because
we can discuss this amongst ourselves. But Bharat,
the
your
other ones are
recommendations.
good. Okay, though
Huh.
Spencer
Hmm.
is damn good. French
Cool.
I'll watch it.
Dispatch is damn good.
Okay, we'll be watching this. Bharat, your recommendations.
My recommendation, I have two recommendations. One is Atrangi Re. Please watch it. It's a very
क्या यार,
सुनो ना, अरे I'm not saying it for the like, I'm not saying it's a good film. I'm saying it's an interesting trip. Please just watch it.
I have a
did
similar.
you
By
see
the way,
the
guys,
film
wait till my
companion
recommendation
Himanshu
because
Sharma's
crazy.
review
हाँ,
reaction?
I read it, and I
Then
liked it, dude.
I get you. Okay, then Atrangi Re, ठीक है. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
We
We
can
can't
discuss.
judge the movie.
We can
on-
discuss. We have to end this quickly, guys. It's already 12. So,
ठीक है.
No,
Yeah.
1 second. So let
हाँ.
me give my recommendations ना.
तू कर ले पहले. हाँ.
So Atrangi Re, because, and then I was gonna recommend right after that watch the Bharadwaj Rangan review of the movie, because it actually sheds light on a lot of symbolism that the film talks about. So I found it interesting. I'm not saying it's a good movie or a bad movie. Just watch it. It's a very unique experience.
Cool.
Secondly, I am reading this science fiction book. Can you see it? Yeah.
Cole and Kornbluth ka The Space Merchants.
Yeah, it's considered a very like a legendary science fiction novel. It was written in the 50s, 1950s. And I'll just give you a single, like a one-liner to get you excited. It is a satire on media in the future. And it talks about a world where advertising has become the biggest thing. So much so that they have sold the entire country of India. Okay. And they basically are now selling the planet Venus. They're selling land on Venus. And it's funny because Venus doesn't have any land.
Amazing.
So that's the allegory.
Hmm.
Advertising men. The whole book is about this advertising campaign to sell land on Venus where there is none. So yeah,
Beautiful. What's it called? The Space Merchants.
the Space Merchants
All
is
right. So,
very good. Yeah.
you already heard Himanshu's recommendation of the films we're going to discuss next week. Bharat's recommendation is Atrangi Re, Bharadwaj Rangan's video on Atrangi Re, and The Space Merchants, which is a book
Sci-fi novel. Yeah.
novel. I would like to recommend three things. Number one is a book which I am not reading currently, but my wife has been reading and she's been raving about it while she reads. This is the second part of that book. This is The Dark Forest by Chin Liu. The first part is the
Chin
three-body
Liu.
problem. Chin Liu है ना? वो Chin Liu ही है या क्या है? Kixin, Shan Liu. क्या है?
King Liu is the guy who gives us torrents.
I have
of
this
the
belief
best
that
softwares.
doing accents is not
That's-
racist.
That's how I know Ching Liu.
I have this
Premiere
belief.
Pro or After Effects.
चिंगलियू तो वो है
Photoshop.
हाँ चिंगलियू वो वाला है जो
चिंगलियू।
जो यीफी होता था मूवीज के लिए चिंगलियू इज फॉर सॉफ्टवेयर्स बट दिस इज नॉट दैट चिंगलियू दिस इज द सिक्स चिंगलियू of the three body problem, which is a novel, which is a
Yeah.
sci-fi novel again. This is the second part, The Dark Forest. It's supposed to be damn good, and I'm going to start reading it soon. Along with that, I have two more recommendations. One is Valheim. Valheim is a crazy game. Okay, I started playing it, and it sort of consumed my life a little bit, but it is a wonderful game. If any of y'all have played Minecraft, this is Minecraft, but with Vikings. Okay, and it's a lot more interesting, and you can like, I would just recommend go and watch some videos on Valheim, and I really find the story of Valheim very cool because it's by an indie studio. It's started with an indie studio. It uses a procedurally generated world, so it's not like some big graphics are not that amazing. It's like very rudimentary graphics, but the content is amazing. And from being a indie developer, it became like one of the best games of last year. So it's like a great sort of story, like a breakout in the gaming industry right now, Valheim. So please check out Valheim. The third thing that I want to recommend is another recommendation of a film called Satyamev Jayate 2. It's available on Amazon Prime Video. I watched it. It's by Milab Zaveri. And I sincerely believe, okay, I'm not exaggerating. I watch a lot of trash. Okay. But I sincerely believe this might be the worst film ever made. It might even cross a room, in my opinion. Okay. I'm just saying, you guys need to watch Satyamev Jayate 2. It's beyond a cringe watch also. It is you will be amazed that, like, I really hope somebody laundered their money through this film, because it would be of use to somebody, because it is so bad. It's not even good. It's great.
It's
It's so bad. It's great. Like,
It's
it's
great.
that level. So
Even I watched it. I loved every second of it.
yeah. So yeah. So
मैं देखूं क्या?
देख
So
देख
you
देख
want to
भाई.
watch it?
I
No doubt. Just watch it.
just I told Himanshu on the phone, like, just fucking watch it. It's so shit, but you have to. It's on. Yeah, like, we all watched Room, right? We all watched like Gunda or whatever, but like all
Yeah.
of them have like a charm. I feel like this is one of those. This is
It's one of those. We have
It
something
is-
good on our hands.
it is disgusting, this film, but it's amazing. So yeah, you guys have got to watch this thing.
I watched it.
Satyam Jayate too. So that was somebody, Siddharth Verma. Oh, my cousin is here. Have you guys tried out Axie? I don't know what Axie is. AXIE. I
Axie?
don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Please comment and tell us what you think, and then we can talk about it maybe later. It's a
Axie.
compulsion, which is she's a very good friend of mine, but she's only commented the YouTube symbol. I think it's because they called me and I hung up in the middle.
Right.
So now they're invading our YouTube stream. But yeah, so long stream today, guys. We started 10:30 or 10:40. It's 12:15. Damn. So-
Ronit ने लिखा है Power of the Dog is one of the best of 2021.
Not the best, obviously.
Not the best, obviously, but I disagree.
Okay.
अरे बहुत सारे लोगों ने बेस्ट मूवी ऑफ 2021 बोला है भाई उसको.
हाँ, बहुत
Not
सारे.
like-
बस
not
यार
like-
मैंने
you
देखा
know
है
who
मैंने
did not call
मैंने
it?
देखा है Power of the Dog. मुझे कुछ फीलिंग नहीं आई. I told you guys that I told you guys what I thought about it.
Yeah.
But
It's
do you
the
know,
same story as क्या नाम था यार उस मूवी का?
Sweetu की sweetie कुछ तो हाँ.
क्या था यार?
सोनू की टीटू की स्वीटी.
It's the same story as क्या?
सोनू
सोनू.
की टीटू की स्वीटी भाई क्या है?
Sorry,
हाँ.
it feels it's almost the same thing as Sono ki Tuti ki City. It's the same thing. It's the same.
I feel that a lot of, I watched in Mami in 2015. I watched The Assassin, which was that year ka Cannes Best Director and all that, and it was so bad. और मेरे को लगा this is like if you tried to make Batman Begins, but made it like so bad and so boring.
Assassin.
The Assassin. It's a
fuck.
Chinese film. So
Oh.
yeah.
यार
And
बहुत
it's
बार ना
bad.
बहुत बार
हाँ.
बहुत popular these foreign
But
movies na, they become very
I have to say,
big.
I can be a bit of a hypocrite about this, because a lot of people say that about Disciple also. I feel like a lot of this stuff is like what you find, like the stuff that you
Disciple
find.
is not comparable to
I know. I'm not
the
comparing.
Power of the Dog. It's not
हाँ.
comparable.
Matlab, Disciple is amazing. So
Yeah.
I'm not comparing, but yeah. So, but anyway, really long stream. And as
Hey,
I
guys,
told you guys
sorry.
at the beginning, my
Before
COVID symptoms are starting to act up again. So I want to get.
एक second. Last minute thing.
हाँ.
Best film of 2021 that you watched.
Disciple.
Himanshu.
Disciple is one of them. Sherni is one of them.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Jenny was your favorite.
Yeah, Indian.
Yeah,
Indian
Disciple is also Indian. But anyway.
हाँ
हाँ, भरत,
Indian
तेरी
हाँ
कौन सी?
उसी में.
और एक बता रहा है ना हिमांशु.
अच्छा और भी
नहीं
बता
और
रहे
नहीं अभी नहीं बता रहा है. I have other I watched a couple of other movies, not a lot, so I need to watch more.
Even
But
I.
the one which I mentioned in the group once, do you guys remember that the Nicolas Cage one,
Big.
Dreamland,
Oh, I
Prisoners of the Dreamland, I think.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that crazy film on that super indie Nicolas Cage film that I did
Oh,
last year.
That I think I'm
कौन सी थी यार
forgetting
वो?
the name. I'm forgetting the
With the
fucking
one
name.
with that, remember that
Pig
screenshot
नहीं.
that red, वो पूरा लाल था ऐसा.
Ah.
Mandy. You're talking about
Mandy.
Mandy.
I want to watch Mandy.
Mandy
Yeah.
is great, but
Yeah.
Prisoner of the Dreamland is by the producer of the Mandy.
Oh shit! I had to give
So-
another recommendation to Mr. Pink. Sorry, हाँ तू बड़ा Prisoners of the Dreamland. हाँ.
See, it's a movie which is like almost like Kanti Shaka movie, like a shit
It
movie,
is written
but
in. हाँ.
a shit movie but great. Like it's both.
That's
it's
great.
both.
That's great.
And if you watch it now, if you ever if you देख ले, एक
हाँ.
बार देख. It's
तो-
like Satyam Jayati 2 बोल रहे हो ना तुम लोग जैसे वैसे.
Okay.
Prisoners
So-
of the Dreamland is like that.
I just want to add to my recommendations. I recommended the Three Body Problem, Valheim. तीसरा क्या तीसरा recommendation क्या था?
आगे बोलना next.
जो भी था. But the another thing that Satyam Jayate 2 tha. But a sincere recommendation that I want to make for you guys is a super sad film that I watched halfway on Mubi. All right, it's called, I think, A Time for Drunken Horses.
Oh.
Okay, it's on Mubi. I'll just tell. It's by this director who's I had only seen one film of his. It's an Iranian director. नहीं, मैंने कॉलेज में हम सब ने उसकी फिल्म देखी थी कॉलेज में, टर्टल्स कैन फ्लाई. सेम डायरेक्टर है बमन गोबाडी. ही इज एन इरानियन फिल्म डायरेक्टर. उसकी फिल्म है अ टाइम फॉर ड्रंकन हॉर्सेस. It's a really sad film on the Kurdish-Iran border during that war, and it's a very sad film. So be like prepared to watch a very depressing film. But man, matlab, it is shaking. So I managed to watch only 45 minutes at one point, and I'm going to continue watching that. Maybe not tonight because I'm actually have some COVID symptoms. So yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah. The fucking dystopic ass shit times, no? These are. इसका ही तो अभी satire कैसे करेगा? मैं podcast कर रहा हूँ बैठ के, COVID है mostly. So yeah. But yeah, that was, I guess, the episode. Guys, everyone comment your favorite film of 2021 in the comments. That will help bumping us up also. और आपको share करने का मौका ही मिलेगा, and then we can judge each other also. So yeah. So thank you guys for listening to this episode, watching this episode, for tuning in. We will see you next week with the 4 films that we mentioned. Good night and good luck with COVID. Please stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.